Hello everyone, welcome back to Form Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Du 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 by Tan. Now, this is the debut of a brand new boy group, but I don't know much about them. Now, I have heard a little bit of this song before. That's very rare going into our reactions. I usually go in completely blind. But let me tell you just what happened behind the scenes that led us to this point. So I had not heard about this group. Usually with our debuts, we organize it. We have a schedule and calendar up. But their debut came, and I did not know about this group until after they debuted. I just heard about them through like an article I saw maybe. And then my friend Desi, who has his own YouTube channel, Desi March, you should check it out. He was like, "Hey, have you heard about this group Tan?" I was like, "No, did you check it out?" And he was like, "No, I don't know what it is." So then we looked at the label, hadn't heard of the label before, not that many promotions. So it's like, okay, this is a very small time label, not that much of a marketing budget. Maybe we should check out like the first 10 seconds of the song to see if it's even going to be our taste. Because sometimes we get these very, very low budget debuts that aren't even worth checking out. And so we played it. We heard it just the first 3 seconds and we were like, nope, and turned it off. We were like, we have to react to this. This sounds, at the very least, interesting. So I'm excited. That's where we are. And I love checking out unknown, small rookie groups, no matter how small of a label they're from, because sometimes there's a diamond amongst all the, what's the saying? A diamond in the rough, right? Now, before we actually check out the video, guys, if you enjoy our channel and if you want to see some bonus reaction content, well, you can visit our Patreon. Over on our Patreon, we actually check out variety content. We do listening parties. We check out K-dramas, survival shows. So if you want to check all that out with us, come join our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. Just simply like the video below. Hit the subscribe button down below as well. We would really appreciate it. Those are free ways to help us out. And yeah. All right, let's get into the video. This is Du 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 by Tan, and this is your form of therapy. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. So just that Du 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 opening was all I heard.
Turn off your phone. 하던 일을 멈추고 다 airplane mode. You choose 내게 way so cold. 미친 거 body, crazy on party.
Oh wow, that rapper has a lot of presence. Ooh.
눈을 가린 듯이 take it slow, so slow. 새로운 세상에 입을 맞추고 너와 이끌림을 let you down.
Ooh, the choreography is interesting too.
Just coming, yeah. 텐션 낮추지 마, 우린 like a caffeine. 오늘은 go round, 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 two, round, three. 예민해진 감각을 깨워 으르렁대.
Ooh. Why does that guy look familiar? Oh, wow. Ooh.
하나가 돼 그래 주변은 암흑이 돼 Hey look at this one 내 빛 나를 위해 모든 걸 더 쏟아내 gonna be win 가린 듯이 듣기 slow so slow 새로운 세상에 입을 맞추고 너만 이끌리며 외친다 You just call me call me just call me call me just call me yeah 눈앞에 오일 세계로 falling so let you dive in just feel it feel it feel it with me 눈앞에 오일 세계로 올린 so let you dive in just call me call me calling for me
Ooh. Every cameraman's worst nightmare. That was amazing. That is such a great debut. I have one critique about it. Yeah. Okay. It's 1080 and it's a compressed 1080. Listen, man, YouTube as a platform, their algorithm sucks. They tend to compress a lot of videos. I'm sure this 1080 looks fine when they exported it on their computer, but you usually need to at least probably, I don't know. This gives me the vibe of someone who edited the timeline in 1080 and then exported it in 1080. I feel like they should have exported this in 4K or at least compressed from 4K to 1080. It'll give it a sharper, clearer image. It's just certain things, like if you look at this footage right here, you can't see the details on his face. And it's purely because the video is in 1080. Not all 1080 looks like this, though. It was shot really, really well. My critique is actually more about just the post-processing, well, the actual exporting nature of it. I think if you're not familiar with YouTube, even professionals will mess this up sometimes. And yeah. The scenes are extremely beautiful and they're very well set up, and we'll get into all of that in a little bit. But that's like probably one of two critiques I have. But overall, everything else, holy moly, this is amazing. The song is interesting. It's different. It's unique. I mean, the hook is great. It's so simple that do 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 do. Great, it's simple, and yet when they bring in, I love also that they call in their own bass line. It straight up says bass line, and then when it kicks in, ooh, it is groovy, it is funky, it's got a lot of energy to it, it feels electric, and despite the limitations of the video, this group still pops, which I think says a lot about this group. Something that stands out to me about this group is every individual member is a character, and they're so very well realized, and nobody here has that generic K-pop idol look. Everyone here has like a certain look to them, and what that look is, I mean, remains to be seen, right? We still, you know, they have years, many comebacks to develop that personality or have the opportunity to show us. But what sells me about this group, what sells me about these guys is that, one, they feel like guys rather than boys. I don't know their age range, but they definitely have a much more powerful presence to them. If you take a look, like, I mean, this guy alone, I mean, you know, ignoring the fact that he's shirtless, he just has a lot of powerful energy just kind of coming from him, exuding from him. And I think a lot of the members have that here. I think so many of them have so much charisma, and I can see like a little bit of an edge, an edginess, a sort of grittiness, a desperation to really make this work. And I think it really comes through a lot, really, really well. This guy, I don't know why, looks so insanely familiar to me. He probably just looks like another idol. But let's go ahead and do a second watch through, and then we can talk about it a little more.
Baseline.
Ooh, that's great.
순간 느껴진 feeling 넌 거부할 수 없게 돼 Chain 점점 더 깊이 빠져드는 emotion
Oh, this guy is good looking.
Yeah, just turn off your phone 하던 일을 멈추고 다 airplane mode
Something I talk about often. I do think with certain K-pop groups, especially if you have a rapper, your rapper makes or breaks your group. This guy is great. He has a great voice. He has a great tone. He has a great flow. But his charisma, he's very, very, very eye-catching.
You choose stay away so cold 미친 거 body crazy on body 널 가뒀던 감정을
This scene, very beautiful, very extremely well lit. Love the dramatic top-down lighting. Just the way they lit this to complement the blue, just really, really well done.
시작해 잔을 위로 높이 올려 번져가는 불씨 glow 거칠어진 눈빛 close 천천히 피어나는 senses open your eyes like that
Baseline.
눈을 가린 듯이 take it slow so slow
It sounds so beautiful.
주고 묘하게 끌림을 let you down You're just coming coming just coming coming just coming yeah 텐션 낮추지 마 우린 like
Something I also want to talk about. This is a low budget video, by the way. This is definitely a low budget video. But if you ever have to shoot a low budget video, I think they budgeted this video properly. I think, especially for a debut video, something that I'm noticing throughout this video, their sets, they kind of make no sense in that there is no, at least maybe it's like vaguely tied together by the lyrics interpretively, but visually, from the members' solo sets to their dance sets, they don't link together. It seems like more like they took like different concepts they see everywhere else and then put it into their video. And then they keep only one like that same red drapes set until they finally replace it with this, which by the way looks like the set for am I thinking of Everglow's Pirate, which is like a green screen set. So like none of this set, like there's no, I feel like, strong tying theme here. But where I think they did it right is, okay, if you don't have someone who's going to creatively tie the entire music video together, I mean, that takes like a visionary director. So if you don't have a director like that, that's totally fine. But what they did was they really poured their efforts into the members' solo scenes. Like this guy, his set right here, this scene right here is entirely gorgeous. Then they poured money into this set right here. You've got the container look, and then eventually it turns like they poke holes in it, like the bullet holes, and you've got the light rays coming through. You gave this guy the very classic, typical, LED light bar box set, but everything is visually at least pretty. Everything is visually pretty, and I say this quite often, and this may seem a weird thing for me to say as a video producer, but in the long run, the only thing people remember about music videos is the killing parts, the members themselves and how they looked, and the song itself. Nobody remembers the overall entire music video. That's very rare. It does happen, but most often, especially debut videos, some of my favorite groups, like, I don't remember how some of those videos go. Like, the only music video that I remember for sure, like, down pat is, like, 17's Adore You. But that's because I watched that, like, 100 times. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's a video you watch, like, a gazillion times, no one's going to commit it to memory. And so I think diverting the budget to make the members look as good as possible, to show off the members, that was the right move. That was the way to go, in my opinion. I think we left off here. I like this guy. Yeah, so like I said, this is shot well. I would say this is the one scene, like, you could tell this is like low budget. Like, all they're doing is shooting against an LED wall, and you can see the split in the ground, which, you know, it happens. And then my second critique that I had is I think the camera movements are a little slow. This part right here, like it's like the camera's doing this. It's like the ever so slight of shake. I mean, they either needed to not move in that scene or move more. And like this shot right here, they start to, and then they just cut it, right? Like they don't let the camera fully realize its movement. It's common throughout the entire music video. I would say this music video needed slightly more fast-paced camera movement or faster editing based on the BPM of this song. I think so. But it's a minor critique, really. They overall film it extraordinarily well. Yeah, this was definitely a risky move that they did. So I would have cut this scene in its entirety, divert this budget somewhere else. I appreciate them trying to do it, but if you can't pull it off cleanly, the way to go is always a black background. You know, the dividing line that you see right here in higher budget videos, you don't see that dividing line. They do a much better job of masking the LED wall and where it begins and where it ends. But as you can see with the black backdrop right here, the darkness naturally creates a gradient effect so that you can't see the line as long as you don't light the background too much. See, even right here, right? There is a scaffolding there. It's giving them a sense of depth, but you don't see the line. You don't see the horizon. That's what helps make it look a little more high quality too. Again, if this was, I think, bumped up a notch in terms of like details, like I cannot see their eyes. I can't see any of their eyes just because the clarity is a little muddy. But if you could, this would look super sharp. I love this part right here. This part right here, both in the song and in the choreography. It's one of those moments where I think the song and the choreo marries really well together. That na 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 na. It's a great sudden like escalation and tension to the song, but also that slick movement. Oh, I love that. Reminds me of that one moment that Yena does in Panorama. This guy has such charisma. This guy with the blonde hair. Oh god, this guy's so good. Their dancing is so powerful. Very eye-catching. Oh, I love this part. Yeah. So cutting from that black to red scene to this spatial scene right here, it's very weird conceptually, but it works. It works. I would say the music video, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I like it, but I do think there are a lot of... I would say if there wasn't the clarity issue, like I said, the sharpness in the video, I would give it an 8. But I think the sharpness is definitely a huge issue because I think, for most K-pop fans, if you're watching it on your phone, you're not going to really see the difference. But I'm watching this on a television and not even a big television, and I can barely see the details. So if we're talking about marketing, advertisement, promo, it's not going to look good. So that is something that is a little worrisome. It's kind of like the issue that we had with Changmin Max with his Devil video. And then they eventually released a 4K version. So hopefully we'll get a 4K version of Tutu. And I also think that the kind of the very concept in the music video, like not having a strong tied concept, I think hurts it a little bit. But at the same time, what makes it work are the guys themselves. I think every single one of these boys, what was it, 7 guys, every single one of these guys are interesting. They grab my attention. I want to get to know them more. They've got more than a few ace players in this group that are really, truly eye-catching. And so I think they have a lot of potential in that regard. I think we might have just witnessed the birth of a new underdog group. Now, it's going to totally depend on how it is handled going forward, but right now, I like their attitude. I like their energy. I can tell that they are hungry. Like, very, very rarely do you see a group that is so hungry, and I see it in their eyes. I can feel the passion exuding through the screen, and so it gets very, very high marks for that. The song itself, I think, is very creative. It's very exciting, and most importantly, it's memorable. It's insanely memorable. If anything, you're gonna at least remember that hook. That do 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 do. That is at least what you're gonna remember. And even just remembering the hook, a small hook like that, is crucial to a group's survival. And so I think they did an excellent job with the song as well. I especially love that outro section. If I were to give this an overall rating, I'm going to give this group's debut an 8 out of 10. Is it a perfect debut? No, but I do love it. I do really, really enjoy it. I want to see more. That was exciting. It's refreshing. And I do think that, like, I would even give this a 9 out of a 10 debut if the clarity of the video wasn't such an issue. If the video was a little bit sharper and it was higher quality. Again, that's an export issue, a processing issue, but we are the consumer, right? And for the consumer, it needs to be in sharp, high quality form. And so I wonder if I watch this on like a Korean portal site, it's going to be different. Like if I watch this on Naver, if it would be in a higher clarity. But regardless, I still think this was an excellent debut. I think it's very eye-catching. It's incredibly memorable, and I want to see more. I want to see more from Tan. I'm curious as to if they have debuted with an EP or if they debuted with a single. If it's an EP, we're definitely going to be checking it out on our Patreon. But yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. This video, this doesn't have too many views on it yet. It's got, I think, about 800K. At least the time that I'm filming this. I think more people should definitely check this out. More people should check out this music video, the song, and really look out for this group. I think as long as they're managed well, if this is how they approach their music videos, this is how they approach, aside from the clarity issue, their music, the creativity of their music, I think it's going to be pretty fun. But guys, thank you for tuning in. That's going to be it for my reaction and review to Tan's Do Do Do. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Guys, what did you think about the song? What did you think about the music video? What do you think about their overall charisma and vibe? I'm really digging it. but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, if you want to support us directly, you could always visit our Patreon. Guys, if you enjoy our videos, want to see some more bonus content, consider visiting our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. You could always just hit the like button down below. Go ahead and subscribe. We're going to have the button right here for y'all. Make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video. Check out our other videos over here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.